Hello people. Streaming, Phoenix Wright. Just finishing the setup, so that should be on screen, maybe. See. Okay, it's there. Good. Okay. Alright. So yeah, I guess we're gonna do this. Complete with me reading most of the dialogue, unless my throat dies, then I'll stop, but yep, that's what we're doing for now. Okay, there we go.
Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught not like this. I've gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it.
August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Boy, am I nervous! Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's over! Oh god, my voice is awful today. Jesus. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's, death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah, fuck. Maybe I shouldn't read this with terrible voices. Who knows? Fuck. Okay, I'm not giving him a voice anymore, so, sorry. Villain Man still gets one. Nick. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. I lied. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I'm trying to go for, like, some surfer shit, and I'm getting some weird British shit. Fuck. This is why I'm not a voice actor, people. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Ah, Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Yeah, see more butts. You could say that. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault, he just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. It's clearly me. I'm the defendant. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait, uh-oh. Oh, no way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Oh, of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? That should be RB, but you know, whatever. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? It's Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Statue added to court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had dumped you recently?
Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it.
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport added to the court record. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way.
The victim was a model but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case.
Oof!
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheatin' she-dog. Cheatin' she-dog. Can't say bitch, people. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he won. What do I do? I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog. Well, you see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember. Well then, we'll just... Fuck.
Well then, we'll just have to remind you.
I got a bad feeling about this.
We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Sowett to the stand. Mr. Frank Sowett to the stand.
Oh, fuck. How did I voice him again? Fuck.
Mr. Sowett, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sowett, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Oof. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sowett used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Blackout record added to the court record. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key, it's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out then point out contradictions in the testimony. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes, I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you?
Oh, that I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entryway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next?
Fuck, okay. Okay, I think this is it. Ah, fuck. I'm being bad. Okay, hold up. Okay. There we go. You found the body at 1 p.m., are you sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. However, how do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sewett, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, right way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do, point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see, you had a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one.
Hold it right there.
The prosecution has said there is a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Gah!
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sewett?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember now, Mr. Sewett.
The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
And you seem rather
distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Sewett. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there?
Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock, I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Nope, that doesn't do it. Eggs. Okay. That strikes me as a suspicious mistake. Yes, I can see how you'd be little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock. A table clock. Just keep pressing. A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. The murder weapon?
Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon.
That's what I just said. Didn't you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something fishy here. Why didn't you tell us in the first place?
I guess it just slipped my mind. I'm not really sure how it happened myself. The witness says he saw the table clock. End of story.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was the statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock?
What? You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sewett.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may...
Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated,
the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch, you just tilt it and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock, but I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well then, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah, prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sewett, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Wait, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock I heard. No, I mean I saw. Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Burn, give him death. Order in this court, I say. God, this is really killing my voice. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think through quickly, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Sewett heard was definitely this clock, a fact which is simply clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now. Here in this courtroom, Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25? As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sewett heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sewett, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha, ha, ha. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sewell. I came all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. You lawyers are all slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry, I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Oh, did I fuck up? Oh, okay, yeah. Not so fast, Mr. Sewell. I mean Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away, not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough lads. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was slow. Clock was running slow. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. there It's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard of when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sewell, or should I say Mr. Didn't? Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. I think I'm gonna... Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete an offense so quickly, and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts. There you go, not guilty. And with that, court is adjourned. Okay, I'm done reading because it's hurting my voice. Maybe. At least not with voices, so... Okay, let's see. He posed as the newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sewell let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sewell grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Ooh, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Ah, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry. Yes, you, I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Hey, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Let me actually do something. There we go. I won't ever forget this. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Sob. Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. You don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friends, something that proves how she felt about him? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick? I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself, right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Or yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave me." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry, would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. Okay. So, probably gonna play one more episode, but I'm not going to be reading because that actually killed my voice, unfortunately. So, as far as that goes, I might have some commentary and whatnot, but well, no, we'll go one more round. Gotta go into that room. Spaghetti's pretty good, and yeah, a murder. Okay. Why is this... Okay, I'm trying to go into this room. Okay, well, over here. No. Hit the light. Go into room. Dusk. Oh, the I'm dumb. Dunno. Shards of glass on the floor. I lied, I guess I'll read again, because I think the silence is a bit boring. Investigating murders would be creepy. They seem to be the remains of a glass stand light. Oh, light stand. Let's see, I think there's something else in here. A chair. Okay. The chief's chair. Simple, functional design. Feels pretty good to sit in, too. And I guess her corpse, yeah. Chief. It's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any clues here, she was struck on the head with a plumb object. She probably died instantly. The thinker lying next to her must have been the murder weapon. The thinker added to the court record. There are some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be pieces of the glass light stand lying broken in the back of the room. Glass shards added to the court record. Nothing else that seems like a clue here. Piece of paper. It must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? A word is written in blood on this scrap of paper. Maya, did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store dated yesterday. Receipt added to the court record. It's a businessman, I'm pretty sure. But we have to figure it out. But, it's like some dude in a pink business suit or something. Because he had to silence her. I think that's enough snooping around for now. I better call the police and find out what that girl was doing here. Let's see, phone. Right, I'd better call the police. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. Looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police? Please, come quick. What was that? Someone screaming from outside the window? She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. There's a large building right across from the office, the Gatewater Hotel, a nice, luxurious place. Let's see, wait a second. It's painful to look, but I have to, for Mia's sake. Okay, well, no one wanted me to look at that again. Slide. Computer. Surprisingly, the chief was never good with machines. About all she used this PC for was email. She picked up this ancient model at some garage sale for practically nothing. All the chief's important documents are packed in here. This is where she filed her case records and recent rulings. Let's see. The phone receiver is missing a few screws. I'd better not use it. The Co. Ledger book. Everything is written in the chief's ultra-neat handwriting. It's a small office, but it makes a good bit of money. Well, I don't think there's any, mascot dolls attempting to kill all Phoenix here. That girl just now, where did she go? I put her right on that sofa. Uh-oh. I hope she didn't run on me. Yipes. Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya. Maya Faye. Maya Faye? Maya. So Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt. I never thought there'd be a use for evidence like this outside of the courtroom. Before Mia died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote on the back of this receipt, "That's my name." But why would she write my name? Please, just calm down. But why would my sister write my name? Uh-oh, now I've done it. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. The police! Sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze! Police! Oh hey, it's Mr. Gumshoe. Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe, what an odd name. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying that they saw a murder. It must have been that woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay? Great, just great. Maya, wait. She couldn't have. Whoa! Excuse me. This word Maya here mean anything to you? That's my name. What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote down her killer's name. Killer? I'm not. Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. What? Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. Because of cops, that's why I said wee woo wee woo wee woo. Because I'm dumb. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. September 6th, 9:07 a.m. Detention Center Visitors Room. Wow. They have Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looks so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Better give it to her straight. It's up to you. Up to me? Yes, I don't think this is something I should decide. After all, you're the one in trouble here. They're never going to believe me, are they? I was being goofy, so maybe I accidentally said Wii U. It's okay. I was trying to act like a police siren though, but it could have came out as Wii U, Wii U. Like I said, I'm being dumb. Let's see. Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought. It's okay, I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How'd that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. Huh, so he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Huh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get into trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. That's what she said. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia, I know. There's something I've been wanting to ask you, yes? What's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes, like people in religious training? What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium in training. A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Yes. Let's see, that morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yes, that clock shaped like the thinker, the one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in a case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. Pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it? Yeah, I forgot how to delete those things. So you say you have a conversation with your sister on your phone. Let's hear it. Right. Oh. I just remembered that detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Alright, of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. Maya's memo added to the court record. So you're an acolyte, a medium in training? That's right. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was into this stuff too? Of course! She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class, too. I had no idea. Wait. What? So, you're a real honest-to-goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Yes, in training. Well, can't you contact me as spirit then? We can just ask who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And, well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go ask him to represent me? Sure, why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry, leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow at 10. But what? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon, and visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry. Right, I'll be back. Could you tell me about the day of the murder? Sorry, I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. I've kinda gotten used to it. Let's see, that morning I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. That's a thinker clock that Larry made. Practically qualifies as serial murderer by now. So then, when did you arrive at the office? It was right around 9. Lights were off and I could smell blood. Then I found her, my sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I needed to hear for now. September 6th, Grossberg Law Offices. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. It must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention run an office like this. I guess I'll just have to come back later. Let's see, I think there's something I can grab here. The office is filled with police officers. They're all busily searching for clues. Hey, you there. This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? No, Phoenix Wright. How could anyone mistake me for Larry? Ah, guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer, and you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right, and you were Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe, wasn't it? Dick Gumshoe? Right, at your service. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. But be right there. Ahem. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you'd better do it quick. Ooh, he thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. Oh, Miss Faye, did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, eh? Now, don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Alright, you can see the report, but that's all. Autopsy report added to the court record. About Maya. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't going to win. But why do you say that? The city's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Edgeworth. I'm sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all. Prosecutor Edgeworth? That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Wait, you do know him, don't you? Of course I do. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor. He doesn't feel pain. He doesn't feel remorse. He won't stop until he gets his guilty verdict. Oh, don't talk about him that way. You make him sound barely human. Still, I'm afraid this pretty much decides the case. So, Edgeworth is on this one. He hasn't lost a case since he became a prosecutor at the incredibly young age of 20. Of course, there are rumors of back-alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. I think I can go back here now. No. Okay. Let's see. I was wondering, did you see Maya Faye's cell phone? Oh, that? I have that. Do you think you could give it back? Sure, I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Uh-oh, he's on to me. Tell him straight. If I tell him why I want it, there's no way he'll give it to me. Something the matter? Oh, no, it's just, you know, detective. Nope, I know nothing, pal. That cell phone has a lot of numbers on it, like her boyfriend's. The cell phone holds all a little girl's sweetest and spiciest secrets. You're trying to confuse me. Sorry, pal, I already checked all the numbers in memory. Impressive, you're quite the detective. Uh-huh. Oh, here, you can have the phone back. There weren't any suspicious car records in there after all. Seems he didn't notice a recorded conversation. Maya's cell phone received from Dick Gumshoe, Detective Horse. Check the court record to hear the recorded conversation. Okay. I guess I've asked all the questions I need to. You all done, pal? Yes, thank you. I'll be heading out now. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness anyway. You'd better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Come to think of it, I had completely forgotten about her. The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Well, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you've sent her home already, then? Aha! You're trying your lawyerly tricks on me now. She is not to go outside her room until the trial, so she's still in the hotel across the way. Guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. You got that right, pal. Time to pay a visit to Miss May. Okay, I'm going to be right back because it won't be very long. Alright, I'm back. I am currently playing, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. The Ace Attorney trilogy. Oh, hello there, handsome. Hi, smooth, right? Real smooth. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal, tee-hee. Memo to self. Thank Detective Gumshoe for making my job harder. Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. It's all so exciting I can hardly contain myself. Oh, let me go freshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. There's some foreshadowing there. A bottle and 2 glasses are on the table. Somebody must be staying with her. Light summer sunlight streams through the window. There's the Fay & Co. Law Offices building, of course. You can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize the face from this distance, though. Let's see. There's a screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Hey. Hey. What are you doing? No touching. Oh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. Wonder what could be inside the drawer. Flowers are fake as expected. I know sunflowers and tulips, but that's the extent of my floral knowledge. Top 199 cool characters in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Now 166. I don't think there's that many characters, but oh, that's what they meant by drag. Okay. Jeez. I don't know, that Miles Edgeworth guy is pretty cool, I guess. But, I don't know if there's actually... Yeah, there's surely at least enough characters by now, but, yeah, I don't think I could do a top video on that, though, unfortunately. But off the top of my head, you know, Miles Edgeworth and Godot are pretty good. Miles Edge Prower, yep. I mean, he's secretly Tails from Sonic. You figured it out. That'd be a funny crossover. Couldn't do bad fan art. A simple bed. It's been recently made. Nothing eye-catching here. is wrong with it now. Okay. Let's see, I can't go see that screwdriver or she'll go in bitch mode, so let's talk to her. Do you think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Oh, observed. Incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. I think she probably likes a man with a big something else, too. I'm being bad. Better not encourage her. You know that thing that happened the other day, the bad thing. What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it, pretty please. Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy. Could you... who exactly are you? Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? No, hey, I'm just doing my job here. Teehee, you know you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Ahead. Right, can you just tell me what it is you do? Well? No, Teehee, you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh boy. I see there are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Oh, what amazing powers of observation. You must be one of those famous detectives like on television. Oh no, not me. I'm, just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage, Miss May doesn't like nosy little lawyers. Oh boy. Let's try examining this again. That's probably not gonna go. What's inside, I wonder? Maybe later. Alright. I don't think that actually does anything, so we will move here. Seems like Mr. Grossberg is out. Well, maybe I should just wait here for him to come back. Ahem! If that wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Aha, so you're the one they say has been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. She played Sonic? Maybe. Maybe she does play Sonic. That badge on your collar. Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one could get in touch with you? Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually it's about Maya Fey. Yes, Maya Fey. Go on. Why the strange reaction? Cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry. End of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him? What do I tell Maya? How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me, why won't you take the case? Well, you see... well, you see, it's just I'm busy, you see, but the client is Mia Fey's sister. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course, I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll look elsewhere. Think not. Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly, terribly sorry, but I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why, I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I've nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? How did you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission. You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. That's quite a painting. Ah, you noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it, not even to you. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. Jeez. Go here. Yes, Kazooie is from Banjo-Kazooie. Hiya. Oh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, see, just be honest. I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young, and I don't know where my mother is. Don't know, so she could still be alive? The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in your blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man, and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined. After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left the mountain. So, you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I have to become independent or I would lose my powers. Feel bad for her, all by herself up on that mountain. So, who was this man who ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. Wow, so what happened? The case was solved, we thought. You thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with a medium had all been carried out in secret, of course, but a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud and the media jumped on it big time. She, my mother, became the laughing stock of the nation. I see. White. Excuse me? White? That was his name, my sister told me. White? Just a little longer now before the state appoint. Oh no. We're making this, yeah. Spiral Mountain. Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 p.m. time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home? I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not. Why? Why? Well... You aren't the culprit, someone else is. How do you know? I have a hunch. Given the evidence, it would be easy to assume that Maya was the killer, but here's something about this whole thing. But there's something about this whole thing that smells fishy. That witness's strange behavior, was that all an act? And the way that lawyer refused to help out Maya. But more than all that, she has no one left to help her. Nothing is more sadder and more lonely than that. I know. I've been there a long, long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Maya, I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of here. Right, thank you. Ooh, she smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes. And I trust you, so you trust me too, okay? What's the deal? So, what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was... When I tried to look into the drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are... Ah, I beg your pardon, sir. I am the bellboy of this establishment at your service, sir. Oh, right. I've just come up to deliver room service, sir. Do you know where Miss May might be? I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the, facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait, no, hey. Why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, no. Now's my chance to snoop around a bit. I almost forgot. You came back quick. I'd ask you to inform Miss May that there is a message for her. Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Oh, right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp, where have I heard that name? White. No, it's not Edgeworth yet. That was his name my sister told me. White was the name of the guy who ruined me and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? I'll examine this picture too. Ah, a still seen Peyton. Wait, should that be a still life? Whatever. One of those is hanging on the wall. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, okay. There's a screwdriver sticking out of that half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap? What would a woman like her be doing with this? Wiretap added to the court record. There's definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all of this, I know it. Alright. I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. For Maya's sake, I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Oh, bellboy, still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. Look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May, in court. September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Floor plans added to the court record. Now, detective. Yes, sir? You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There was 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. A witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in the witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Why is that? What's your reason? Why we had a witness? Okay. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah, if I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly, what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. Well, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have have its advantages. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor. There is something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How'd you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before you begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor. Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of any cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister. Yeah, actually. You got a point, pal. Objection! Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order. That didn't go so well. That's right, what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. And did you find any evidence? Now, don't jump the gun on me, pal. Just listen, I'm getting to the good part. I got a bad feeling about this. Okay. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Ho ho, then who did write it, smarty pants? Who? The killer. Anyone can see that. Oh. You're saying the killer wrote her own name, buddy? Please. She was framed. Hold on. If that's the case, where's your evidence? Ha, I guess that was a bit of a tall order for you. Those without evidence shouldn't open their mouths, Mr. Wright. Yeah, pal. Well, Detective, tell us what was written on that memo you found. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note that she was accusing the defendant, Mia Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. But backwards. The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately, but no butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? It was the day after the murder. The prosecution's point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. But what? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there was a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you looked shocked. Something you want to say? Mr. Edgeworth, I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? Mr. Wright, the defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Autopsy report updated in the court record. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service, Wink. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Ah, yes, Your Honor, this is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like in my hotel room, teehee. I checked in right after lunch, and this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And the woman, like, dodged it to one side and ran away, but that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy-witsy wink. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any— wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony was now quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Maya Fey's understudy. Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well, her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, if only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What? That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Let's see how far I can run with it. Surely you must have had a reason to look out your own window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. Poor girl. Order. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl? What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? The woman with long hair, that was Maya Fey? Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty if that's your thing. And the person attacking her? How do you know she was the defendant? Huh, well, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There's only one person at the scene of the crime, with a short, girlish figure. Testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Hold on a minute, that testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that. You're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay, if you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Roar, what are you trying to say, you mean, lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wait your testimony again if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statuey clock. The thinker, I think. Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you, Teehee? I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all, no, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty lawyer? You just said that the statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know that this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. As you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Ooh, that was close. If you stopped me there, the trial would be over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co.? But no, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room, hee. Law offices of Fay & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could have easily heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... she couldn't have heard it. You're at the hotel. There's no way you could have heard a clock go off in the building next door. You should have proof she could not. Amateurs. Listen to me, Mr. Wright. In the courtroom, proof is everything. Without it, you have nothing. You are nothing. Then I would like to propose a test to see if she really could have heard. The prosecution denies your request. What? On what grounds? This is a trivial matter with no direct bearing on the case at hand. Indeed, objections sustained. Damn. Time to switch directions. Quick, ready to proceed, Mr. Wright? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. I think it's broken. That clock's busted. You think? Just look at it, Your Honor. Please examine the clock. Oh. See anything interesting, Your Honor? Well, I'm not sure what I would call this broken, but I doubt it could ring. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat. Well, Miss May. Tisk tisk. Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty, as you say. It can't ring, however. We must ask, when was the clock removed? It was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it, and that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that shows when the clock removed is... Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Oh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of its murder. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. The good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops. I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to the court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. It's simple. This clock was never in any store ever. But what? A friend of mine made that clock, only to exist in the world, and the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today. Oh, ho. What is it to you, Porcupine Head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh. Oh, silly me, Brent. Did I, like, lose it? I guess I did, Tee. It's just scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving the witness had heard murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this. Ooh, but that. I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fay's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was the clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon is a clock. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong?
Objection!
Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's no fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? Wah. That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal with the final blow. Miss May. What is it, you little shrimp? Talk to me in that tone of voice, will you? You killed her, didn't you? Order. There will be order. What? How could you possibly say that? Are you mad? All I did was a little wiretapping. Oops. So you admit you tapped her phone. Heh heh heh. But wait. I didn't do anything bad like murder. I'm a good girl. Really? Can you prove it? No way she can prove it. You think you're so smart, Mr. Lawyer, but I can prove it and I will. You can't be serious. No way. Wait, I say, wait. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night? Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold? If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Thinking I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Oh, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. We're gonna do some saving. Because it's been a while. So, I could fuck up. Okay, continue examining her. Right, on with the cross-examination. What exactly do you have left to examine, Mr. Wright? Miss April May is admitted to the wiretap, yes. But that bears no relevance to the case at hand. Murder, there's no way you can prove any connection. Uh-oh. Think. This can't be the end, but I'm out of evidence. Then I believe the cross-examination is over. Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have any other witnesses to call? None, Your Honor. She's the last. What? But that means Maya's guilty. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright. The defense would like to call the bellboy after all. Tisk, tisk, tisk. As I thought. May I remind you, dear Mr. Wright, should you question the bellboy and Miss April May's alibi prove to be solid, then, by default, your client, Miss Maya Fey, will be pronounced guilty. Are you prepared to accept my condition, Edgeworth? He's got me backed into a corner, but I don't see any other way to take this. I accept. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. You're sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's a endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embarrasser, sir. Embarrasser, is that French for embrace? French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir, more of a peck on the cheek. Well, why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prone demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something. Wanted the bellboy to remember her. Are you sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally, sir. Not only did I see her in all her study and radiance, but I also heard her voice, and then I saw them. The point being, I remembered her quite well, sir. Yes, what then? It's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Tisk tisk, finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. That was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Wait, please, wait. Yes, does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Tell me again about our room service. Again, sir, at exactly 9. I delivered room service to a guest that requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know, and we don't skip on the ice, sir. What did he say? What did you say? Rather quiet. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object, that was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite, indeed. It was your good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who asked me not to mention it if I was specifically asked, sir. Oof. You fool. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, who is this other person? Simple, it was... the man who checked in with Miss May. Oof. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Oof. Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there, really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too, huh? That face of his with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine, if you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so, not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. Asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow, but now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. Testimony added to the court record. I don't know how much good this will do me now at all. Fuck. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center. It's up to me to set her free. Oof. Well, hello. I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not you, stinking lawyer. I hope you die. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen, Miss May. No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask. Unfortunately, there's nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head? Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard. So, what is it you wish to ask of me then, For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked? About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. Maybe if I had something to get her to talk. Why did you place a wiretap on Maya's phone? Well, when you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal. Tapping people's phones is a crime, Miss May. Oh, and I suppose you learned that in lawyer school. Creep. This woman is impossible to talk to. Say, why are you so angry? I mean, you don't look like a bad person. Oh, that does it. Bottom-feeding scumlick sucking lawyer. Bottom. I can't tell, does she have a thing against lawyers, or is it just me? Hey, guess what? Actually, I really hate your guts, so get lost, because, well, I'm not cooperating. Thanks, I noticed. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself. Oh, thanks. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your efforts today can only help the Gatewaters as they say, huh? Rep. Yes, a reputation will swell as the hotel where the murderer used a wiretap. We can charge a premium for the room, of course. It will be great for business, sir. Whoa. Miss May hasn't been charged with murder. I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murderer iced coffee. Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream? So, you are our honored guest. Please let me know if there is anything I can bring you. About Miss May. Oh, her? Sir, not to boast, but I knew the moment I saw her. She'd do it, I said. Do what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person here is this guy. I wanted to ask you about the man who was with Miss May. Ah, yes. He struck me as the real lady killer, if you'll pardon the expression. I knew it from the moment I saw him, sir. He and I are the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger. There we are, in total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy. If you had a photo of that man, I'm sure I could identify him. A photo? Could you tell me about this hotel? Absolutely, and on that subject, I have an excellent idea, sir. Currently, this hotel is known as Gatewater. I propose that we add a subtitle. A subtitle? The Gatewater Hotel, Murder Manor. Well, what do you think of... sounds great. Whatever floats your teeth up. Well, looks like Grossberg is out today again. Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason. What's this, old photos? There are two lying here. Something's been written here in pencil on the backs. DL6 Incident Exhibit A, DL6 Incident Exhibit B. Let's take a look at these. I'm sure I've seen this person somewhere. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. I'm sure no one will miss just one little photo, and it might be a valuable clue. I'll take it for now. Photo lies on the desk. Maybe I should switch it with the one I took. I think I'll swap them. Expensive-looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive-looking books. Funny, they don't seem like they've ever been read. Wait a second. Wasn't there a giant painting hanging on that wall? Yeah. Was a painting of... Wasn't it? It was a very... wasn't a very memorable painting, anyhow. Table for clients. An elegant ebony case, and if I'm not mistaken, that lighter's made of solid gold. Even I can tell someone here's got money to burn. An expensive potted plant. No idea what kind of plant it is, but it's probably the most expensive one available. Take a look at this photo. That's him, detective. I'm the lawyer. Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once, you know how it is. No, I don't. Without a doubt, that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that's him? An affidavit? This guy is way too excited about this. Well, sure, why not? Yes. I've always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth, I will be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit. Just hurry up and write it. Not even Miss May can play dumb to this. You again, can't you take a hint and stay gone? Hey, the only reason I'm back is because you won't talk to me. Oh, so it's my fault now. You don't just have spiky hair, you also have a spiky heart. That does it. When this case is done, I'm shaving my head. Have a look at this. Look, I've said several times I'm not telling you. Where did you... Aha, a reaction. This is him, isn't it? What? Who? When? Why? It is him. This is the man who stayed in your hotel room the night of the murder. No, that's not right. Nice try, Miss Cooperative. Do you have proof that it was them? Yeah, proof. Show me proof. I'm so close. Did you have a look at this? What's that? A bellboy affidavit. It tells us everything he saw, such as the man you checked in with. It was most definitely this guy. Now I'm getting somewhere. This is it, all or nothing. Time to do a little plot. No use playing dumb, if indeed that's an act. If you don't talk, I'm taking this info to the press. What? Even though he should have been witness to murder, your little friend was missing. I'm sure the press would have a field day with his reputation. Oh. Fine, I'll talk. You win, lawyer. Yes, man, that felt good. It's great to be alive. Why are you pumping your fists in the air? But now, tell me about the man you were with. That man, he's my boss, Red White, president of the information gathering conglomerate Blue Corp. Red White? Information gathering? Well, I suppose you could call it a detective agency. So this is the man that was with you the night of the murder. I'm scared to talk. I don't want to end up like her. It's okay, I'll just ask Mr. White himself. Can you tell me where Blue Corp is located? Mr. Red White at last. Finally, a lead on this guy. If April May couldn't have done it, that leaves him. Time to take action. Bellboy's affidavit discarded. What's with the surreal decor? Welcome, please furnish me with the title of your personage. What the? Your name, what's your name? I was inquirably asking the title that you go by. Right, Phoenix Wright. Inquirably? Mr. Wright, is it right, I see. Splendiferous. Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. What is this guy's problem? I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Corp, you know, corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite, so I'm afraid I'm not used to conversing with the worldly challenged. What a fruitcake. Let me guess. You are an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you would come up to me like this. What does he mean by that? No matter. So, what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Yipes, this guy's arrogance meter is off the scale. Miss May is an employee at Blue Corp, is she not correct? She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear what she has done. What she has done? You mean the wiretap? Indeed, she is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties, but I assure you we do not condone illegal methods. It is ineffable that she would do this. It sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May into a scapegoat. On the night of the murder, you were in April May's hotel room? Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place. My motto is, don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White. The hotel bellboy has stated on record that he does remember you very clearly. No matter. Bellboy can say what he pleases and still won't talk to you if you want me to speak. Put me on the witness stand, although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that. He raises a good question, actually. Why didn't the prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May. Oh ho ho. The police, the courts. To me, they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement. What kind of company is Blue Corp anyway? Ah, it's an excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future, you might say. We are the future. Sell information? In just 10 years I built this business up into the grand office you see now. Ah, in case you were wondering, Blue Corp was named after the color blue. Red white. But Blue Corp, its founder and CEO, named it so. And why, you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not? There's something that's been bothering me. Yes, what might that be? That big painting on the wall over there. You know, I've actually seen that painting before. Oh? Just yesterday, actually. Your point being? My point is simple, or rather, my question is simple. Why is that painting hanging on your wall? Mr. Wrong, was it? Right. It appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? A lawyer? No, my feeble friend. A mere lawyer, worth nothing. Zilch, zippo, nada. Just like that sorry excuse of an attorney, Grody Burger. What? Oof. He punched me. Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it, for it is you who will be found guilty. What? Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding. So you say. But I wonder, is that kind of control possible? I don't expect you to understand it as a world beyond your compensation. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume, Mr. Grossberg's, yes. Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle. There is nothing more to discuss. Would you be kind enough to cease your inane chattering and vacate the premises? Let me put it in a language you're sure to understand. Shut up and get out. I have nothing more to say. Huh? I don't think he's noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat? Ahem. Jumping Jehoshaphat's. Oh, you. What's wrong? You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess. Something's really bothering him, that much is clear. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Really? What was that? Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. Asked before, but why did you refuse to request for defense? I think I have a right to know. A right, Mr. Wright. No, I'm sorry. It's just I need more time to think about it, my boy. He does seem troubled about something. I'm starting to have a feeling I know what it is. So, I paid Blue Corp a visit. Oh, I see. Mr. Grossberg, I have to admit something has been bothering me. Oh, what is it? Well, out with it, my boy. You see, it's just... Mr. Grossberg, sir. There was a giant painting hanging right there the other day, was there not? The one you said you had no intention of parting with. Well, I saw it today. It was in the CEO's office at Blue Corp, Red White's office. So, you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting. Mr. Grossberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow. Connected, you say? Yes, and I know what it is. Mr. White has something on you, doesn't he? Blackmail. I think that painting is fairly gaudy proof. Very well, this may be the chance I've been waiting for. Maybe it's time to get this off my chest so I can finally rest easy again after all. You are Mia's understudy. Perhaps it was fate. What's he talking about? Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corp is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses, I'm afraid. I've been paying them for 15 years now. 15 years? All because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed. The name on the back of those photographs, as you suspected. I could not stand in the defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me if I did. So that's the connection. And it's hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh impossible. Impossible? Why? He has information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. What? They are bound, unable to do harm to themselves and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many years. What is the DL6 incident? DL6 is nothing more than the sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium, a spirit medium. A medium? Her name was Misty Faye. Faye? Indeed, she was Maya's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the behest of the police, and she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. This is what Maya was talking about the other day. I did all I could for her. In the end, I cleared her of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident. But why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg? The DL6 incident was top secret at the time. Made sense. Police didn't want people they were using the medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. I told him. You told White? He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now because I taught the police were mocked it far and wide. Secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it and he came to me, only this time the offer was blackmail. I see. White controls of the law of this country as he sees fit, yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. Mia's office? She followed his every move for years. She may have reported something of what she found. It's funny, looking at this room, it seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there would be clues. Maybe I should have another look. Mia's favorite potted plant. I guess I'll have to water it now. An old movie poster. Apparently this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out one of these days. All the cases the chief ever worked on are filed here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which file should I look at? Let's see if there's a record in this file that catches my eye. A, B, F, Misty Faye. That's Mia, Maya's mother. Should I take a look? I have tarnished the Faye name, leaving only these words, my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had blamed my mother, who made my mother blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold that information to the press, this parasite who makes his fortune on threats and coercion. His name is... the record stops there. So Mia knew Grossberg. Let's see, J through S. Nothing much in here. Maybe I'll just skim through some of this. Well, no harm in flipping through a bit, I guess. Biggest part here is at the end of the end in us. Suicide? Ew. She had a collection of suicide reports as politicians, policemen. There's writing on most of these in pencil. White? This is Maya's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Maya thought he was involved in these suicides. Wright drove them all to... I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the most disturbing one. Newspaper clipping added to the court record. The entire W section is missing. Was it taken? Mia's desk, perfectly clean as always. The only thing that's missing is Mia. Apparently Miss May is in questioning. I doubt they'll let me in to talk to her today. bellboy seems to be out, huh? The sound of water coming from the shower. La-di-da, money making, I got the money making blues. Someone seems to enjoy washing the showers. Well, aren't you persistent? Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you, Mr. Lawyer. Really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message has not penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident might occur. Do I make myself clear, transparent? I think we're past needing to talk about April May. I've got to put this guy on the spot quick. What's the matter? You seem distressed. This guy's a ferret pulling the wool over people's eyes. I've got to put him on the spot quick. Stop that. Your hot glaze is giving me goosebumps. There's no point asking someone this crooked a straight question. I need evidence that I can use as aim at what's wrong. Is something stuck to my face? Well, yes, there's my eyes and my nose and my mouth, but of course you need not restrain your mirth, my friend. It is okay to indulge in my cosmopolitan sense of humor. I will not think less of you. This is the only clue that Mia left me. I'd better make this one count. Mr. White, see this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then one day, word got leaked to the press. The very next day, he took his own life. And this concerns me how. I found this article in Mia's office. Miss Mia. She had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word, White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You bribed him. Bribed? What exactly has led you to say this? Gee, that's not a good question. I guess I got ahead of myself. You certainly have an active imagination. Damn it. You were blackmailed, not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You're involved in all the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail, I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation, Mr. Ball. What is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Secretary's office, hello? Mr. Wrong will be leaving now. Yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second. Mr. Wright. You're wrong, Mr. White. Excuse me? What I should be doing now is going after you. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason. You had April May tapping her phone. Then, Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared, so the culprit would be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. White, you did it. We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. 1 moment, please. White, that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this? Hello, Chief Prosecutor? I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see, and thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify. But why now? Thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quietude, I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed and what could be violent. What man? Are you even listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer, man. What? Mr. White, this isn't another one of those. Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you're in a position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. But the case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see? You'll be given a lawyer so stupendously enough that they make even you look competent. I feel faint. Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Butts. Harry Butts. Right, actually, Phoenix Wright, and my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right. Sorry, pal, Butts was that murderer, right? Detective Gumshoe, I present to you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. Fuck. What? Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be in on it, of course. Edgeworth included. An attorney assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right. Mr. Wright. Oh, Maya. Great, they let you out of detention. Just now, yes, it's all thanks to you. No, I'm afraid we've switched places. What? You mean you? I explained what had happened to Maya. I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you? This has gone too far, Mr. Wright. Please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Alright, you can be my defense lawyer tomorrow. Alright, leave it to me. I am Mia's sister after all. Lawyership runs in our blood, wasn't it? Ghost powers that ran in your blood. I'd better run to a bookstore and pick up a copy of Law for Rookies. Wait. What? I'm kidding. It was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding, but thanks. It's good to know you're on my side. There really isn't anything you can do for me anyway, but I can't just sit here and do nothing. Oh, I forgot to do something. Oops. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay. Then come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. Times may change, yet with crime it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials, almost all finish in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. With the true culprit appearing as the star witness. This is it. Tomorrow, it's me or him. This is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Ah, Phoenix, look. Prosecutor Edgeworth? I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth, no matter how you try to attack his testimony. If I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What does White have the judge in his pocket too? So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty, end of story. I'll do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Why, how can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent. How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There is no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty, so I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright. Phoenix, well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait. Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not. I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please, as the details of the event are already quite clear to the court. Today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call its witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge just ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. He gets to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Or your name? Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. Ah, fuck. It's the true identity of Gohan Blanco, isn't it? I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim of Miss Mia Fey? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder. Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there. Ahem. Well, I tell you what you already know. Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your testimony. If I can't rip this guy's testimony apart, I'm done for. Why do I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing? Ho ho ho. I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. I was quietly that's reading to you some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She too was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction, and then it was all over. Things occurred as you testified, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. How do you know what time it was? Because I am always absolutely perfect, you know. No, you're not getting away with that. You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So what was the proper term for secretary again, anyway? Miss May ordered room service for 9. It happened soon after the room service arrived. That's what Miss May said, too. True, the bellboy who brought the coffee saw Miss May, but he testified that he did not see you at the time. Ahem, this is your concern? Silly lawyer, Miss May received the coffee outside the room. Of course he would not see me. He would need X-ray vision to pull off something like that. Tell us, what were you doing at the time? By window, you mean the one directly across from Fay & Co. Law Offices? Correct. That is the only window you see. There you were reading papers? Correct. The Gateway is a businessman's hotel, and I'm a busy man who had business to do. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see, continue. So you're reading your papers until you heard that sound, but of course, I am no snoop peeping out of windows at night. No snoop, yeah, right. You made a career out of snooping. Spiky-haired? What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that the assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes, 40. 40, don't add them together. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is the judge on anyway? What did you do then? What was Miss May doing at that time? She had just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weekly opening. Did you know she had been tapping the Fay office phone? Irrelevant, that has nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone of this Fay woman. You make a good politician, Mr. White. Ho ho, I know, after all. I am El Presidente. Please continue. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened, of course. Comprehende, I understand. Victim was attacked, and by you. Was attacked by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As As you know, I am always absolutely perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran right. Oh ho ho, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim here. The victim ran to the left as you claimed she did. She would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left, I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left, so he did witness the kill. Wait a second. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right, and Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both witnesses are telling the truth for once. Ha, I doubt it. Or rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean? He was not viewing the crime from the hotel. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. Time to show the court where he was standing. This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point to him, it would appear that she ran left. Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order. I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? What? Rapscallion! The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. Ho ho ho. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing? The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well. Let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? It does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness's testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor.
Objection!
Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to put him... my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I empathetically request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice. Don't let him get away. Very well. The witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this now, White. Mr. White? Okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then the next moment I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran to the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap. Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin the cross-examination, Mr. Your Honor. My stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing, huh? The glass light stand. Right, the one that had fallen over at the St. Phoenix. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further, Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. Okay, of course. It was Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honor. Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could have not seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell, and the only place you could have seen it from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Mr. White? Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor, Miss Mia. Looks like we're about to get our verdict. That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? I forgot about Edgeworth, Mr. White. I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now? What? I said you should confess your crime, ergo. Confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office, am I correct? Correct, you are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. This is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer, I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to the office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Here again, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the basest conjecture it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. Ahem, leave it to me. I feel faint. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. So, you saw the stand before the night of the incident, and this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over by the sound? Correct, that is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine. What am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. Do you have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Right. Was it really you that went to the office, or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay & Co. law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's, and if I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us why you went to the Fay & Co. law offices. Why did you tap Mia's phone? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauteous thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. Damn it, there's nothing there for me to press him on. Oh well, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Tisk, I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. No more. I can't take this anymore, Mr. Wright. Are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix. Phoenix, over here. I know that voice. Mia? Never give up, Phoenix. Mia? Where am I? The waiting lobby, what happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake, Gak. Hey, Phoenix. Gak, that's no way to greet an old friend, Phoenix. I want you to look at me. You're Maya? Didn't you know the Fey women have strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appeared that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right, I am Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up, you can't either. That's why I came here to tell you. But we don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen, you've already won, huh? You have that receipt in the court record, right? Oh, yeah, the one you wrote Maya on. Phoenix. White wrote that, not me. So what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow, big splendor item. Last light stand date of purchase, September 4th. September 4th? That's right, Phoenix. I bought that stand the day before I was killed. Whoa. Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony? It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent now, you just have to prove it. Right. Receipt updated in the court record. Court will now reconvene for the trial. Mr. Wright is the defendant, rather. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. Then, let's start where we left off. Your Honor. There is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished. All that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, please, give me one more chance. I promise you, this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Edgeworth has noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? Waha, you're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. The other side, Your Honor. Would you tell the court what is written on the other side of that receipt? Well, the glass light stand and the date of the purchase. Why, that's the day before the murder. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered Fay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Well, Mr. White, get it out. Can't get out of this one, can you? No, it's impossible. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand there must be quite a bit of pressure on you, but I think you'll agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Then that is all for the trial of...
Objection!
Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. Eh? What? No way he can worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot, it's Edgeworth. There is a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, I would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial any further. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, if anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain these new claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied. What? The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. No, there's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with or just make up something, and after Mia showed up to help me and all. Mr. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course. Thank you for your time. Gah. The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix. Read this note out loud, Mia. What's this? Your Honor, if I may. You're quite persistent today, Mr. Wright. You bet I am. My life is riding on this one. I have something I would like to read to the court. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. Stop. Desist. Halt. Please, stop. Make him stop. How? How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now, or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did it. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that, if only you knew how spirited it was. Well, this court finds the defense, rather the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That is all. This court is adjourned. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again, but congratulations, you're lucky that I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You risked a lot to help me and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. As long as you live? My time's here's running out, huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here though. What? No, there's still so much to say. Don't worry. Sure, we'll meet again. Chief. Hee, I'm not the chief anymore, Phoenix. Can you come to the office tonight, say 9? The office? I'll see you later. Chief, Mia. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night you came. Mia? I was kinda worried you might not, huh? Of course I came. Well then, I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? Wahaha, you should see your face. Mia? What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. Maya, what? Did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Maya, why are you here? Because of this. See, Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of, huh? She means the office, this office. Someone has to help you with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better but me, Maya Fey, reporting for duty. Wait, no, on second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick, Maya here, ready to get down to business? You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? That's a great name. Mia said, that's what your friend Larry calls you, Nick. You know what this means, we're partners. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now, but if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices, it's got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here watching. Right, okay, Nick, let's do it, huh? Do what? Burgers, dummy. Burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on, time's a wasting. Okay, wait up. Okay. Alright, well... Well, that's it for the stream for today, so, I'll be back around 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time, for, my birthday death stream. Oh yeah, fun stuff. That's about it for today. I'll see someone tomorrow, maybe, I don't know. Good night. Well, good evening or something.